giving a voice to the voiceless. We share the stories behind our freedoms and the ultimate sacrifice of those who protect us all. This is Patriots Inside the Wire.
Beautiful thing to see the family and friends come together and honor his life and his service to our country.
Great to see you guys out here. This is awesome, really.
Welcome to the Patriots Inside the Wire broadcast, hosted by Gold Star mom, Tracy Two-Step.
Tonight, thank you for joining us. Two-Step Tribe Tuesday. Here is your co-host, Mr. UncleRyano, turning sideways, but he's got a beautiful looking studio. How's it going, Unc?
What's up, baby love? I am trying to track a few things down here. I'm trying to catch up with you on this tech. And I'm getting close. I'm trying to impress you. See, that's what I think I just fixed it. Bam.
We got it. You're on Patriots Inside the Wire tonight. Two-Step Tribe Tuesday. That's where you're at. Please share. Please like. Please roll it over to get your friends, family, and loved ones to pay attention to what we did tonight. We got a lot to let you know, but we also have a guest that his extensive knowledge and music, entertainment industry, and what I call good people, that's why we have Patriots up there in that name, of what he has done out there is just remarkable. And everybody out there, I'm going to tell you, from your mom to your youngest child to every one of you, are going to understand one piece of any kind of his puzzle that he's going to mention tonight. Right, Unc?
Yeah. And the best part, aside from the fact that he has such a beautiful career, he is a phenomenal human being, and I'm proud to call him a friend. So, there's a lot of times we'll meet somebody for the first time, but it's really cool to have somebody that you have a close personal relationship with and you've worked together. And so that for us, this isn't really like a podcast. This is going to be story time, and it's going to be like a family reunion for me.
Inside the Wire, we have your guest for you, Mr. Del Penner. Del Penner has been associated and literally found Nickelback for one, and I'm not getting into too much more. I say we bring up Del Penner and him just jump in this show. What do you say?
I say bring him. Quicker we get to him, the better.
That's right. I know that. Mr. Del Penner, welcome to the show on Patriots Inside the Wire, sir. How are you?
I'm great, Tracy. Thank you. And thanks so much for inviting me to the show, you guys. Always good to see you, UncleRyano, wherever it is. Close in person or close on screen.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's outshining both of us tonight. Now, Del, I want to say thank you to you, number one, for being here tonight and for what you've done in the industry, not just the industry, but what, we talk about people in general, patriots. That's good people. And sir, you are a great person deep down to the core in your heart, and everything that you've done is just an amazing human being. So thank you for being who you are.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm just a regular dude. But but yeah, and same to you. You guys have a fantastic show here, and I've researched some of the good that you were doing in tragic situations. So I'm quite proud to be here and to be part of the tribe.
Well, we thank you for that. It is tribe. It is Two-Step Tribe Tuesday. Thank you for that, Del. You're reminding me to keywords, everybody. Keywords. Del, and UncleRyano. All of us, just look at this, because I want us to remember, as you said it, we are not just a podcast. We are a live broadcast on a network with Heroes Media. We are a podcast that rolls out after the show. Anywhere you want to listen to a podcast, you can find Patriots Inside the Wire. Not only that, We are also, and I'm going to let Uncle Rhino explain that second part. Well, it's a third, actually, maybe a fourth. It's a fourth between a podcast. I mean, it's just rolling. It's great news. But Mr. Dell Pinner is joining us. Canada. Aren't you in Canada, Dell?
I am right here in the Great White North. I got the snow in my yard to prove it.
Well, my air conditioning where you are, and I was not very happy. So
yeah, it's interesting. We have 4 very distinct seasons here, but I was just in California. You know, there's nothing like getting out of town in winter for a while. So I was working down there in Vegas and San Diego, and then I'm pals with Mike Reno from Loverboy. So I went couch surfed at his place for a week in Palm Springs. So yeah.
Ooh,
We're all jealous because you have 4 seasons, and in Texas and North Louisiana over here where I'm at right now, you know, you have cold to death, and then you have hot, and then you have hot as hell. You know, that's and they overlap a little bit. Some of them kind of pop in. You have one extreme to another. There's no gradual, beautiful, first day of spring. We have like the first 4 minutes. And then it's like, oh my God, that's the only running head start you got.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I would like to tell Mr. Dell Pinner, you know, that song, I have played it over and over because of advertising. And for everyone out there, it's Nickelback and Loverboy and the Top Gun movie. The Top Platinum.
I know. It sold a lot of records. I had no idea.
Platinum. I looked that up. And you, my sir, have a very beautiful story.
I do. I'll tell you how I got to work on the Top Gun soundtrack. I was living in Vancouver and was starting my, a year or so into my career as a recording engineer. So I was like the junior guy at the studio called Mushroom Studios. And this was back when Loverboy was in their first heyday. So
your volume is really, really low, honey. It's way for you to turn it up or speak louder. I bet you've got a loud voice inside you.
I do, but I'm wondering
why it is.
I'm wondering why it's low. So let me see.
I got your messages out there. They're saying, please ask Dell to speak louder.
Okay, I'm gonna while I'm telling the story, I'm gonna see if I can turn up my volume.
Doing good.
So I was working at Mushroom Studios, and I got an opportunity to Mock Pro speakers, output, input.
Plus 5 dB. Plus 5 dB. We'll just keep going.
How's
Plus
that?
5 dB. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Better? Tracy,
yeah.
Is that good?
You sound good. Just keep talking loud. You're doing good, honey.
Okay, where am I? Get back to this show here.
Let's get back to those platinums. Let's get back to the Nickelback and you starting out and finding that band like you did.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you the story about Top Gun first, but I'm trying to get my there we go. I'm back now. Sorry. So I'm waiting at home Sunday night, and the phone rings, and it's this girl that manages Mushroom Studios, and she says, Nick Loverboy wants to come in and do a demo. It's for this movie for CBS Records, and so I went in, and it was a demo, and a month later, this movie that they said was going to be some kid named Tom Cruise, who everybody thought might be famous, and the movie seemed like it might have some traction, and boom, next thing you know, it's like the movie's a hit, the song's a hit, the record sells all kinds of, millions kind of thing. Yeah, it was very, very exciting.
So Dell, some kid, I like that one because I still feel that way about Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I'm a truth teller.
Ryan Peake from the guitar player in Nickelback looks like Tom Cruise.
Really?
I don't know if you've ever noticed that. You might want to have a look. So when I was working with Nickelback, when Ryan would go out for dinner somewhere, we'd phone the restaurant, and say that don't tell anybody, but Tom Cruise is coming there for dinner. And it was actually Ryan. And this was way before they were famous. Nobody knew who Nickelback was. And Ryan would get kind of pissed off because he'd go there and they'd start bugging him at the restaurant, calling him Tom. And
I love
Oh
that.
my
You didn't
goodness.
tell him. He just showed up. That was awesome. So you didn't tell him they were going to do that? I
no,
love it. Okay.
we just phoned the restaurant. Totally. It was
I
funny.
think that's hilarious. So, as far as Nickelback, let me ask you a question here. How is Nickelback doing? Do you still have communication going there?
Yeah. I just talked to Mike a month or so ago, and I see them when if I'm ever in the same town that they're playing in, I always go. Yeah, they're doing great. I mean, they tour like crazy. They toured North America last summer, and then they toured in Europe. They just did a show where they shot a live show in Nashville just in the last few months. So yeah, those guys work. Thank God, man. I need a new pair of shoes, but it's like they keep going at it, and they're such a great band. I think, like if you've seen them live, they're just like a bunch of guys having a great time. And Chad writes what I think are fantastic songs.
They're always in the pocket.
Yeah,
I just saw them when they do a cover. It's epic because they actually do a true remake and not do a repeat. And I think it was that Nashville song. I was able to catch some of it where they did the remake of ZZ Top's "Sharp Dressed Man."
I've
They
seen that video.
crushed it. They just crushed it. So yeah, baby.
I love it. I love it. So, Dale, we've talked about Nickelback. We've got Tom Cruise. The reason you brought up Tom Cruise is because isn't it 12 platinums that you have? And isn't it the soundtrack?
That's right. The sound. Yeah, I worked on a song called "Heaven in Your Eyes" with Loverboy. That's on the soundtrack, and there was a couple of other big hits. Kenny Loggins' "Danger Zone" was a huge hit on there. Berlin's song was a huge hit on there. It was just, the movie, like even nowadays, you'll know, like UncleRyano will tell you, if you get your song in a big movie, man, it's a game changer.
It is. Well, I don't know it. I'm sitting here saying yes, but I'm like, oh, okay. I'm listening. I'm absorbing from you. So I just love the fact that, let me say this. If everyone, be sure to do this. Dale, please tell them your website.
My website is paradise-alley.com.
Got it.
But if you just type my name, Dale Penner, into a Google search, that'll be one of the first couple of things that pops up, my website. But it's paradise-alley.com.
Let's do something right now while I'm thinking about it, because I think this could be really cool. So I know how busy you are, and I know how brilliant you are. You and I work together. And I'm proud of that. I love having you on anything that I've been a part of. And I know what you can bring to the table. I would like, if you're down with it, I'd like to make extend an opportunity to our listeners, because we've got quite a few down here in Texas that are indie artists.
Uh-huh.
And I think if they go to paradisealley.com, and message you, and if they're interested in you mixing, you putting your world-class skills towards their project, and type in the message, UncleRyano sent you. If you do that, would you give them an opportunity to take on their project and do a little work for them?
100%. I'd appreciate that, actually. I'm always listening and looking for new music. I mean, if it wasn't for new music, where would we be? And I love working with new artists because I always learn something. Every single project I work on, I learn something, and I love creating. So yeah, and I mean, your stuff was killer. I love the different styles that you have, like the beats and the fiddles and the rock guitars?
They hadn't seen it yet, buddy. We ain't pulled it out of the pockets yet. We're just stacking. We're stacking firewood right now, and then we're going to set it ablaze. Yeah, you know what? And by the way, y'all, Dale Penner can dance. He said I'm just a regular guy. Nothing's regular about Dale Penner. I've seen him dance, and he's got moves like Jagger. Okay, I'm just saying. So yeah. So that's no. But I would encourage you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you go.
Paradise-alley.com. Put UncleRyano in there, and I will make sure I talk to you and listen to your music and take it from there.
And I have it scrolling for everyone out there. As you see, it's Dale Penner, and he is at Alley. Paradise-alley for his website. And again, you can just put in Dale Penner, and he literally will pop up as far as everything that he has. He's very easy to find. Speaking of that, tonight, Dale and UncleRyano, we can do the announcement, and then I've got a list here that I can't keep to myself. I have a list that is number one, leader of men. And so I'm like, there's no way I can hang on to this myself. So we've got to get some of that going too, Dale. But Unc, do we want to say it now or at the end?
I'd like to say, talking about our new partnership.
Yeah.
I'd like to say it now. I'm super proud and excited, and have been wanting to do this for a while. And who better to share it with than my dear friend Dale Penner? Look, Dale, yeah, there it is. Yeah. We got us a good partnership. And Tracy, I'm doing the drum roll. That's me. My drums are getting tired. You better tell it.
Oh, it's above his head right there, right now at 107.5, The Swamp. 107.5, The Swamp is now on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Every show with Patriots Inside the Wire. Everything we do is related to our show, our programs to give back to the community, and our music that keeps me sane and medicinal therapeutically is now with not one radio show, but multiple. Correct, UncleRyano?
Yeah, the King Rob Charles. He is partnering with us on this. My brother from another mother. I don't know. We might have the same mom. I'm not sure. We need to talk more about it. But he, beautiful, beautiful guy. We've got terrestrial stations, digital, pumping out across 60 syndicated stations to 200 countries. And we are reaching out right now.
Congratulations.
And it's right up above
that is really
Dale's
cool.
head.
Yeah, way to go.
Thank you, Dale. And right up above your head there, they have their logo. It is the Swamp 107.5. But again, as far as we go as a show, we have a whole tribe. If I were to sit here and try to name everyone, I'm afraid I'll leave someone out all night to sit here and do that. So, because they don't care what I'm going to say, they care about what Dale and UncleRyano have got lined up. And
you the good looking one. That's our side hustle. Is she's beauty and I'm the beast, and you're the good looking Canadian guy. You're the good looking Canadian regular guy. Yeah.
Well, I do hope that y'all saw that I was running. Who thinks Tom Cruise is actually good looking? Y'all missed that one.
No, I got it. I caught that.
You did.
And I know
Dale.
you're going to go. I know you're going to go take a look at Brian Peak after this show too, aren't you?
Yeah. The person that typed me in caps, that was me. So, yeah.
Well, it wasn't me, number one. Number two, do it in 24 to 48 hours because you'll get a lot of traction on that one. So, Again, we are live right now at Patriots Inside the Wire. We have just announced a partnership with The Swamp 107.5 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 4 to 6. Again, we're with a network, Heroes Media. Thank you to Mr. Bird for every Tuesday and Wednesday show, kicking it off on our third episode of Two-Step Tribe Tuesday. Mr. Dale Penner. We have talked about Nickelback, Loverboy, and Tom Cruise in less than 20 minutes. We packed that in. You know what you're doing, sir. Not only that, just listen. I wish all of you out there, like we used to do a jam session live, literally like this. Just get a bunch of people in a room like the good old days and just start jamming and listening. Everybody be jealous because while I was setting up, I got to listen to Uncle Rhino and Del Penner sitting here talking. And I'm just going, huh? Okay. Well, no one, I really want to share the background of what's really going on. And that's what we do here at this show at Patriots Inside the Wire. It's very organic. We grow as a unit, as a family. And Dale Penner, we are happy to have you with us as a family at Patriots Inside the Wire. I'm speaking for me, Tracy Two-Step, and Uncle Rhino right there with Tribe. A lot of independent artists. Independent show right here, Patriots Inside the Wire. I'm going to say it. If you want a sponsor, you want to do something, you better start it now because later on, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to pick up your call as fast as I might have.
I can. I'm cheap. I'll call. Yeah, I'm cheap. I'm cheap. I'm easy too. Call me. Okay.
I'm teasing y'all. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But yes, call Uncle Rhino. He will definitely take your call.
I'm going to call him right now.
Yeah, he probably will. Yeah.
All right. I love it. Everybody knows that I will answer you and I love to text. So let me just put that out there really for you. I'm on the road a lot too, just like Mr. Del Penner, who has been Nashville recently. Am I correct?
Not that long ago. That's right.
That's right. That's right. My hometown where I grew up. And now in Texas, with all the independent artists between Nashville and Texas, I've sat back quietly looking for my Patriot artist, quietly not saying what I was doing, and bumped into Uncle Rhino quietly, ironically, if you can believe that one. Everyone's like, did you just use that same word quiet in the same sentence with Uncle Rhino? I'm like, yep, I did.
Well, you know, independent artists are and I just keep saying this, but I've worked with independent artists my entire career, and they all start off as independent artists, and some of them, you know, knock it out of the fence, and the others they're just great artists, and they make a wonderful living at it. And so emerging artists and that kind of stuff, that's where my heart is at. And speaking of Texas, I have in Nashville. I'm going back to Nashville in April to work on a couple of projects, and I was just there. The project you were talking about was for a label called Synapse, and it was for a show, Women Behind the Lyrics, that they're developing. And I produced 3 songs there. One was with Wendy Moulton, who was a runner-up in The Voice a couple of years ago, fantastic singer, and a girl named Sarah Harrelson, who is also going to be part of the movie. And one of her songs is one of the ones that we're going to hear tonight. And she's from Nashville. And Delaney, who is now lives in Austin, but Texas. She's a Texas gal. And I recorded her. For some reason, Delaney and I ended up in Ruidoso, New Mexico at the same time, where we recorded her EP in like a few days at a studio in the mountains outside of Ruidoso. And that was really, really cool. And these artists are all very, very special, very, like you guys use the term organic. That's what I would call them. I'm old school in that way. I come from setting up a band in the studio and, working out the songs and getting everybody to play their parts. And that's the process. And I think that's what I like. One of the things I like about doing more country music now. A lot of that old school country is produced like that. And it kind of reminds me of the way I used to make records. Right there, everybody had to know their shit. And, it was very cool.
We got to a point where once they realized how much money they could make off of it, seemed like they got away from the organic, the wild horses, the race horses that were grown in the wild. They started engineering horses in the lab, and that works great. And they've got all the controls through the whole creation process of that horse grown in the lab. But when you put that horse out into the world, if the track ever changes from mud to sand to gravel to ice, the horse doesn't know how to run in it because it grew up in a place that was organic. It was completely static. It was inorganic. They were never allowed to touch the ground, and when they're created like that, and that's one of the things that I love about what you're doing. You and I also have a dear friend, mutual friend, Mr. Daryl Perry. We'll give a
Yes.
big shout out to Daryl, and it's one of those things that guys who are out there in the grind on the street, making relationships. They don't have fans; they have investors and supporters, and those people are bonding with them. That's from your standpoint. You tell me if I'm right or wrong, but that's how it used to be back in the day. Because it was always face to face and physical, and you were making contact. So you were leaving a piece of yourself with them and taking a piece of them with you when you went on to the next town. And that's coming back because the profitability of the other, it's starting to drop. And so it's forcing people to either be of the fittest or they don't survive.
Yeah.
So where do you think on that?
Absolutely. And I think where it really becomes clear is when people hit the stage, and you got to deliver the goods live. And that to me is like the definitive way. And, technology has made it a lot easier for anybody or to make a record, but the part that hasn't changed, you still got to be a great artist, like great singer. You got to have great songs, and you got to work harder than anybody else on your team. And those things have not changed. So yeah, you're right. There has been a changing of the guard, sort of speak, in terms of how people make records. Like AI for example, is crazy. How it gets involved. I mean, I'll give you an example. Like I was producing a vocal track not long ago, and we were looking for lyrics for the bridge, the bridge that we had just written in the song. And so I'm like thinking, I just go to ChatGPT and I type in, write me a bridge for a song about a boy leaving a girl or something. And, 5 seconds later, you've got all this stuff, but it's not organic. It's fake. It's the same thing. 20,000 other people could have the same thing. Real art are original. And that's
we just had this talk, Dale. Me and Tracy were talking about this the other day, and I've talked to a couple other people about it too in the last 48 hours. And I love what's happening with AI. I'm one of these people who genuinely love it. But ones and zeros and the numerical patterns of music, which is just math. Once people understand that, it's all math. But the magic component of it is emotion and feeling. And AI, it's artificial intelligence, but they still haven't created artificial feeling yet. They don't know how to do that. And that's still lacking until they master that. At least probably 8 out of 10 times, we're probably going to whip R2D2's butt every time we get up there on the stage, because we can change on a dime based on, we can feel what the audience is feeling, and then we will change how we are going to portray our feeling to match their energy. We can stay fluid. And artificial intelligence program, I don't know how many input people you would have to try to keep up with what we can feel as human beings in a nanosecond.
Well, music is supposed to be, not supposed to be, it is. It's like a healing. It's an emotional thing. Like when I produce a vocal track, it's all about, I try and imagine what the listener is going to feel from it. And that's important for a performer. And to be able to do that is truly an art form. Artists, I've worked with all kinds of artists, and there are a few common denominators that they all have. And I think that's what makes them so special. They have a passion.
An ability to connect with people. Mm-hmm. The real ones. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
My quote, music is medicinal. It's in every show. Music is medicinal. It's a healing universal language for everyone out there. There is not something in music that we all couldn't say, hey, that's some good stuff going on there. And what you can do now, I just listened to you, Dell, respectfully, and you, UncleRyano, know me very well. I do know that there is a place for AI in the music industry. I do know that when I take my true feelings, my true emotions of my true story, and then I use that along with the enhanced technology that we have available these days, and then I keep playing with it through my heart and my emotions and keep going with it, that's the difference. So if you take that human being and you still might use that with the help of technology advancing, that's Tracy two-step, isn't it, UncleRyano?
Well, you basically use AI as an additional instrument.
Yes,
And that's different than the AI being the composer or AI being the writer. You know, you're using AI as an instrument for whatever that moment is. And that's different.
Right. Like I don't have a full band at my disposal all the time. And I write through good times, bad times, sad times. I bet I've written, UncleRyano's like, you need to stop.
I never knew that my email had a gag reflex. She sent so much into it and it was like, oh, I just can't chew fast enough. Yeah.
Well, I'm up in around 900 and something songs just in the last 4 months. I had a lot happen. I have had a lot happen, and I decided to deal with it in a way that nobody knew about since I had been somewhere else. I had been quiet, and this is not all about me here, but it's a secret I had been keeping, and I only shared it with a couple people because I needed to just let someone hear it, and I accidentally let someone hear it on the show, and that accident became a situation that UncleRyano, I'm like, hello, there's a situation going on over here.
There ain't no situation no more. We got it fixed. Yeah.
But I love it. So Dell, yes, the therapeutic side. I actually think, Dell, you might have heard Flag.
Pardon me?
The song Flag. Do you have that? The
I
one
do
that
not.
Ray Cyrus took?
I don't know. I have not heard that.
Yes. Well, we'll make sure you get it.
Yes.
But UncleRyano can tell you that story later. Because right now, what I would like to do is get in this song right here that we've got with you. Everybody's standing by, and it is Leader of Men. That is the song that I would like to play for you, Dell. I know that was the first one you wanted to play. And can you tell me, Leader of Men, what you got on that one?
Well, that was the first single off the Nickelback record that I produced, and it was the single that the record that helped them get their record deal. I gratefully got a call from the band's manager to work with them, and they were an independent band when I worked with them, and we made the record, and my manager in LA and I worked the band to get them their record deal with Roadrunner, and I worked with the band to release that album independently in Canada. We had a complete network of people. Chad was the radio promoter. we would send out the CD to all the radio stations in Canada, and Chad would call them like any regular promoter would, and pitch the song. And they were still selling CDs then. We sold CDs on consignment across Canada. We all knew somebody in every city in Canada. So we sent them all a box of 50 CDs, and they went in to record stores, a couple of record stores in all their cities, put like 10 records in each store on consignment. And within about 2 months, we had a top 10 single on rock radio in Canada. And I'm talking to this guy at this record company, and he's looking in the chart, and he's showing me this band Nickelback here. They're like top 10 on the charts, and they didn't even put the name of their record company there. That's so disrespectful. And I'm going, dude, they don't have a record company. And he's like, hang on, I got to go make a call, kind of thing, right? So we built them. We built the band up, and they were one of the hardest working guys ever. They toured all the time. And we did an independent video for this, actually, that's quite funny. Before they were signed, a friend of mine helped us do a video, and it was done in Chad's house that he was living in. He was renting it. And if you go to YouTube and search Leader of Men original video, you'll find that video. And it's pretty funny. It's shot in his house. It ends. We were determined to have the cops show up. That was one of the things. So one of the things at the video, we hired this fire-breathing gal that did shows at Burning Man. And at the end of the video, we had all these screens piled up, computer screens and TVs in the backyard in the city where Chad was living, poured gasoline all over it and lit it. And it's this big fire, nothing burnt except a pile of TVs. But the cops come, and the video ends with the guy, the fire chief guy, trying to put his hand in front of the camera. And this is like 20 years ago, right? Or probably more. So that's my story about Leader of Men. And from there, those guys just never stopped making shit happen.
Well, I love it. And I have leader of Listen to My Country come out. That happens to be on here. I have Leader of Men on here. And as he just mentioned, Dale just mentioned to you, go find that original video. And whoever's living in that rented house, keep it. Keep that house. What I'm going to do for you right now, Dale, is I want to grab that Leader of Men, Nickelback's first story that came out. So stand by as we grab Nickelback's Leader of Men with Mr. Del Penner and UncleRyano right here on Patriots Inside the Wire.
Nice.
Tell friends not to think out loud until they swallow. Whisper things into my brain. Your voice sounds so hollow. I am not a leader of men, since I prefer to follow. Do you think I could have a drink, since it's so hard to swallow?
Hey, there we are, Mr. Joel Penner, right there with a man with Nickelback. Wow,
That brings
everybody,
back some memories. I haven't heard that song.
right? I've got Vibing. I've got Wow. They played that at Hershey Park last year. I see all of your messages out there, 1821, and we are definitely Dell. They just love hearing this and saying that there is new music that is out there. That is the comment. They're saying yes, and Nickelback now has new music that they're putting out again.
Yeah, they're pretty prolific writers. They're always putting out music.
Well, we love what you're doing, Dell. And not only do we have that one, we have a couple more. So I want to ask you again. So Mr. Dell Penner is with us tonight. He is production. He is producer. He has so many hats, okay? Mixer. He needs to go to Uncle Rhino's hat and take some of his real hats. Goes on. Well, I guess I probably have a bunch too, but
I got a hat.
there you go. Oh, wow.
I was wearing this today when I was comping vocals because
Of course.
because the sun was beaming in through my studio window.
That is so cool. Look what I'm wearing now. You got to get to me there because I was like, what the heck? I'm usually wearing my cowboy hat or something. I'm like, what the heck am I going to wear with Dale Penner and Uncle Rhino talking about Nickelback, Loverboy, Top Gun? And I'm like, you know what? I'm wearing Elvis Presley.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Can't
works.
go wrong.
Yeah.
That is what I decided. Yes, we talk about hats on this show. And that is a dope hat. That is a dope hat. Thank you. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Vibing. They love it. They love it, Dell. Leader of Men. Let me go to the next one here and see what you say. We've got the song Denim. I'm going to let Uncle Rhino ask you what's going on with Denim.
Yeah. So this is where did you record this one?
We recorded this in Nashville.
Yeah.
At Wendy Moten Studio. And,
Okay.
yeah, and I did a lot of. I work a lot on Session Wire. I work remotely, so Sarah and I did all. Sarah Harrelson is the artist's name, and we did all of the vocals remotely. But we recorded it in Nashville. I've got all kinds of great players on it. Chris Condon did guitar. He's a Nashville dude.
Know him well.
Yeah. And David, Wendy's husband, played bass, and he's like a well-known live guy. And I'm trying to think who else played on it. A bunch of guys. I do a lot of work with Jason Mowry. Synapse Publishing and label released it and helped put the whole thing together. So, and now the song is just it's like climbing up the Music Row charts. The single just was released just before Christmas, so it's getting there. It's a great upbeat, fun song called Denim. And
what's her name?
Sarah Harrelson.
Sarah Harrelson. You guys go check her out. I assume she's on all streaming platforms.
Yeah, I think when they put the picture up here, they're going to have her name. You can just when you play the track, they'll have some info on the screen about her. She's fantastic. She's what I would call an upcoming emerging artist, and she's going to be in that documentary show I was mentioning earlier, Women Behind the Lyrics. She does lots of charity work. In fact, she's doing a fundraiser with an organization that collects old denim and distributes it and uses it for charitable purposes.
For
She's
the
an amazing human being. Yeah,
the clothing distribution she does, Sarah. I've got a couple in here for her. And again, I want to say this. So when we are rolling out as a podcast and radio, it is Sarah spelled normal, Sarah, and it is HARRALSON. Sarah Harrelson, and it is HARRALSON. Sarah Harrelson out of Nash. I say Nash. And I am doing a shout out to Music Row Radio, which is part of us too. I usually don't talk about it because I'm in Texas. And when I'm in Texas, I do Texas. So shout out right now, Music Row Radio. I'm talking about Sarah Harrelson, all A's right there. Not that hard. course, there's an O at the end when it's a son. So Sarah Harrelson Denham out of Nash right there. And Mr. Dale Penner just did some work with her recently. So
And just so you know, tonight Texas is actually reaching all the way to Winnipeg. So
it is.
Oh, cool. Wow.
it's all Texas. Yeah, come on now, buddy. We're right up the road from you. Come on.
Yeah. You got it. And I love is Stacey here is either probably Uncle Rhino, but I want to say thank you to her and thank you to Bud. I see every one of these here. 1821 Productions. I've got a message to you, so I'm making sure we respond to our people. Right now, we've got Denim with Miss Sarah Harrelson that we are going to play for you. And I am going to bring that up. So anything else we'd like to say about Miss Sarah Harrelson? Dale?
I think you just need to hear the song.
I do too.
Yeah.
Let her rock.
Here we go. Here.
I ain't never seen you like that. Got your hair all combed and slicked back. And you didn't ask, but it's not your style. I ain't never seen you so stressed. Out here like trying to win best dressed. Did she teach you how to tie on that tie? She's ribbon, she's pearls, she's diamonds and curls. Baby, I'm ring blue, timeless. Ain't nowhere else you can find this. I'm plastic, I'm trendy. You pull me away and now you miss me. She can try all she wants, fit you into that suit. But baby, I'm denim and I look good on you. I look good on you. Boy, I wish she could see you when you're wearing those jeans. I bet she don't even own a single pair. It don't look like you can breathe. Back it up, get into me. You've changed so much, time not to stare. Baby, I'm brave blue, timeless. Ain't nowhere else you can find this. I'm plastic, I'm trendy. You pull me away and now you miss me. She can try all she wants, fit you into that suit. But baby, I'm denim and I look good on you. I look good on you. Dress me down, dress me up. I know you'll come back soon enough. When you realize you miss those Levi's now. Dress me up, dress me down. When you get tired of the sound of her telling you what she's got picked out. Baby, I'm ring blue, timeless. Ain't nowhere else you can find this. I'm plastic, I'm trendy. You pull me away and now you miss me. She can tell she wants to put you into that suit. But baby, I'm denim and I look good on you. You, I look good on you.
There you go. Cold outro.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, I
Sarah.
got to mention Drew Kugler played the bass on this, and Drew Kugler played the drums, and he played the drums on all these tracks for this movie that I was working on. And if you like drums, man, that guy, he's got it.
Say his name again. I want to make sure they heard that. The drummer that you just mentioned.
Yeah, Andrew Kugler, Kugler.
Got it. I just love to make sure we always give credit. In
Yeah.
the digital world, you know, Dale, I was going to ask you this. How have you found it in the digital era of music? How have you found it to stay current? What is it with you that you have found going from something like Nickelback and Loverboy? And how the heck did you get on a Top Gun movie? That's another question. But aside from that, how in the world do you see that you keep it current, going from there to a digital world?
Well, I've reinvented myself about 4 times. I mean, I started off recording on tape, like 2-inch analog tape, which what Nickelback and Top Gun, and now I pack up my studio in my carry-on luggage and go somewhere, and the hard drive is like this big, and I can do it on my laptop, and also the, like you were mentioning earlier, Tracy, about how some of the things that technology has made some things better and some things worse. Well, it kind of downloading kind of deleted a serious monetary stream for artists. But now that there's streaming and that flow is not there, the internet allows you to do things a lot less expensively without traveling. And I work on SessionWire, this app that I use, which allows me to connect with anybody anywhere. And the beauty of it is, if you stay current with it and stay up to date, which I try my best, you can access people that you wouldn't have had access to back in the day. Like for me to get Jason Mowry, who plays with, George Strait and Keith Urban, to play on a song I'm producing, that would have been required a substantial budget earlier. And now I send Jason the track and he records it in his home studio in the afternoon. So it's in that regard, it really is a win-win for everybody. And I moped a bit when all those royalties from CDs stopped rolling in, but it's pretty cool now the way everybody works.
We can do a lot more work when we're doing a lot less driving.
Yes.
I mean, it's like I never would have dreamed I could sit where I'm at in Shreveport, Louisiana, and have a drummer in one square. I've got a guitar player in another square. We can all do a session together, and they're spread out from Nashville to Los Angeles, and we're all tracking and recording in real time, just like we're sitting here talking, and that changed the world. People say, was it harder back in the day? Because I broke out, back when you were doing it, Dale, and I remember the big analog tapes. And as a matter of fact, I still got some of the masters myself, from back in the day. Some of those I got masters from stuff we cut over at Warner Brothers. But it's one of those things, like you said, we had to do all that running around and put all that grind in back in the day. They don't have to do that now. But because so many other things made it so much easier, now in some ways it's a lot harder than it used to be because so many people can do it. You've just got to have enough money for some Pro Tools and to be able to understand some of the tech, and then you can do a whole lot of it. But we're coming back around, as you were saying earlier. I don't remember if it was on the show or we were just talking, but you brought up, getting back to the roots of everything. And I think this is just a natural cycle. There's no need for griping and people being upset. It may change the semantics, but when a tree can only get so tall and it falls over. And when that happens, all new growth comes from the roots every time. And that's where we're at right now. We're in one of those beautiful cycles where we're making the transition right now, and roots is coming back hard.
Yes. And I'm happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I've been doing this a long time and I still love my job. My wife thinks I should retire. I'm going, nah, what the hell would I do?
You could, if you retire, you can't mix any more of my stuff, and she can't run
retiring.
Out. Yeah,
I don't even know what I would do. Like, seriously, careful what you
tell
wish.
Sean. There's not going to be any booty shaking if you're not mixing my stuff. So that'll be over.
Well, okay, UncleRyano can decide on mine, and he makes all the decisions right now on anything I have. So I will not send you 500 songs, Dale. UncleRyano will pick 4. He's telling me. He's giving me 5. He gave me another one. Thank you.
With my little hand. Yes.
Good. Thank you. Yes, I could just keep going. Now I have something here. It is called Junkie Jones. Junkie Jones. Dale, tell me about Junkie Jones.
Junkie Jones is a song I produced the end of last year in Vegas. The band is called the Garage Boys, and these guys do probably 250 shows a year. They do the Vegas circuit, they play Sturgis, and they play everywhere in between. They're going to Ireland to do a couple of festivals in a month. They just play. They are like the epitome of what a rock band should be. They play so well together, and again, they're an emerging artist. Probably none of your listeners have heard of the Garage Boys, or at least it would not certainly be a household name. But they have great songs, and I'm excited about the potential. This song hasn't ever been played before and you're the first person to ever broadcast this song.
Oh, really?
It hasn't been released or anything. So
let's say that again. The band is
the Garage Boys.
The Garage Boys. And the song, that's what I was looking. I was going Junkie Jones. I have not heard Junkie Jones, so no. I love the name.
But this band, these guys are excellent, Tracy. Dale was working with them, and last week, where were we together last, Dale? Memphis?
Memphis, that's right.
Yeah. So in Memphis, that's where I got to meet them, and they're just a bunch of excellent guys, just rock solid, total tribe. They're all in. Beautiful, beautiful guys, brilliant, setting a standard. Like he said, for touring musicians, but they're setting the standard for the quality. They're just workhorses will walk, but thoroughbreds run everywhere, and that's what these guys are doing. They're nonstop, but they've got a great, humble personality, very approachable, just good people. Everything, as he said, what you would idolize about a rock band. These are the guys that'll reach down to you if you can't reach up high enough to touch them. So. Good people.
Wow, I love it. So we've got the Garage Boys with Junkie Jones tonight on an exclusive, just like our. I just love her out there, man. She's I wonder if she's dancing around wherever she's at right now. So I'll bring up her comments again. She's having fun, and so am I. So keep sending those in. I love it when the crowd engages with us. I just love that part.
Yes.
So, Garage Boys, the exclusive song tonight is Junkie Jones, and that is not out. Now, Dale, I got to ask you for them because I got to make sure we take care of our artists in a digital era. Are they on Spotify? Are they on every one of the streaming apps that you can go to?
They will be on Spotify soon.
They will. Okay. So Garage Boys, for now, just go to Patriots Inside the Wire. That's where you go.
Yeah, go to their website. You can go to them, find them on social media, and this song, along with 4 others, will be hitting the distribution network in March.
Wow. Okay, you got it. Well, here we go. We've got the Garage Boys with Junkie Jones, an exclusive tonight with Mr. Dale Penner. We are going to play this for you. 1 second here. We've got a whole bunch of people waiting for you, Dale. Here we go. Rolling it out. Stand by. Again.
Let her buck.
What is it?
Let her buck.
Let her go. Okay. I sure will. I'm going to. Here it is. This is Junkie Jones, and I'm using my J's. Junkie Jones, the Garage Boys. Here it is. Fun.
My name, yeah, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. They called me Junkie Jones in high school. They think I'm getting all the thrills, yeah, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. So put another nickel in and leave myself behind. Now I'm fine. So Junkie Jones is flying over sandy skies. High above the crowds I say, that goes Junkie. losing all my charm. Yeah, I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I used to have a crib and car and ladies on my mind. Now I'm fine. So Junkie Jones is flying over sandy skies. High above the crowds are saying, there goes Junkie Jones again, making all these fancy friends, flying over sandy skies. It happens all the time. They all want you. They all need you. Here goes something. There goes nothing at all. Junkie Jones is flying over sandy skies. High above the crowds are saying, there goes Junkie Jones again, making all these fancy friends, flying over sandy skies. It happens all the time. It happens all the time.
Wow, what do y'all think about Junkie Jones? I know that I love it. That is the Garage Boys with Junkie Jones and Mr. Dale Penner here. I love it. I got the question, is this emo? Bud, I would say no. His name is Bud. I'm not calling him Bud, but I would say this is good music. You're on mute there, Unc. Let me help you out. There we go.
I didn't do it. It said the host had muted my mic. So I've been married 26 years. I just do as I'm told.
Oh, well, nope. Nobody touched it, but I was able to take care of it for you. So
No, these guys just play good old rock and roll. Like,
Yeah.
There's nothing complicated about this. It's just good and fun.
yeah, I love
I
this
love
answer
up-tempo
here.
music,
I love it.
for
Road
those
trip
people
music, heading to the beach. That was a great comment by one of our listeners there. Road trip music, heading to the beach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you think about it, just a straight up all American band. I mean, that's the vibe I get from them. Knowing how it used to be and the camaraderie of players. And I had the Irishman, the young man from Ireland that's in the band. I just went totally blank. What's his name, Dale?
The what?
The Irishman, the guy
Lee.
from Yeah, Lee. I went totally blank. I couldn't remember. Killer guy. I think he and I we found us some Jameson, and then we tried to find the bottom of it. But he's a great guy.
Bud, I agree with you. So Bud's, it's a genre of punk, correct? I understand that, and I love it. And there's the comment there, like the Clash. I do.
Yeah,
agree.
it's kind of like that. It's a little, it's not too slick. Got some rough around the edges.
Yes, we've got Bud and Cesa. I agree with you both on that one right there live. Don't be leaving, because we've got Del Penner, and that means there's not one or two. There's 3 or 4 for you tonight. So rolling right along, we've already done Leader of Men. That is Nickelback. And remember, there's an original video that y'all can look up. We've done Denim, Miss Sarah Harrelson. I want to make sure you get their names out there. We've got to do that. That is Denim. We've got Junkie Jones, the Garage Boys that you just heard. And now I've got one called 232, and I'm country. Delaney
Ann, but she just goes by Delaney. This is this is a mellow song. Delaney is a very special artist. She is a young gal, lives in Austin now. She, I think, and maybe see what some of the listeners thinks, but I think she could be the next Dolly Parton with the way she sings. She's got this sincerity in her voice that is unbelievable. And the song is about 232, from what I understand, is the name of the road, a country road that she grew up on. And this is a project
up
we
there?
did in Ruidoso, New Mexico. I flew to Ruidoso, so did Delaney. A gentleman named Rich Cager had a beautiful studio in the mountains outside of Ruidoso, and Rich put a band together for us to record. And I'd never met the band. I'd never met Rich. Delaney and I were doing pre-production in her tour bus while she was traveling there remotely on Session Wire. And we got there. The band was like, it's just such organic music. You'll see it when you hear it. It's just organic. The vocals just carry this song, and she's got such an amazing voice.
Well, I love it. And did you tell me that she is from Nashville, Tennessee area?
I met her in Nashville. She lives in Austin now. She grew up in Texas and was in Nashville for quite a while. That's where I met her, but she now lives in Austin.
Okay. Well, I'm going to, but for now, Uncle Rhino is going to tell you that Mrs. Delaney, wherever she is probably not far from me. But there's somebody laughing, and I'm laughing with them, literally, because of what you said. When you said that could be Dolly, you're about to make me fall out of my chair, literally. And this guest is like, literally, we're both going, hold on a minute, because saying that on this show is a big deal.
Okay, well, I hope I'm not. I hope you guys agree with me.
Well, I can't wait to hear it, just because when I say family, oh, look at you, bad boy Leroy. I'm not even going to show your comment if you can't say my name too. Love you, honey. Sorry, Dale. That is part of the tribe.
I know.
And boy, they're like, Uncle Rhino, Uncle Rhino, Uncle Rhino. And I'm like, Tracy two-step, Tracy two-step. Let me hustle back here and work.
See, I'm over here going Dale Penner, Dale Penner, Dale Penner.
I'm doing all.
And I'm
just do it all.
Guy.
You're just a regular guy. I'm just a regular uncle.
Look at him. There he goes. I got you. I got you, bad boy. See, I got you. Here we go. Look at this. Now we've got another thing in common there, Dale. I am very close to this next artist, literally in multiple ways of something you just said. And so 232, if she is talking about Tennessee, I would know where that is. But I do know Texas very well, especially now. I'm not from Austin. Let me make that really clear, everybody. I'm north of there, but she wouldn't be too far from me, Dale. So you can give my number.
Okay.
Right now. And so Delaney, is she on Spotify? Is she on?
This song is on Spotify. This song is climbing up the charts. She just had a single that did very well called This Ain't Country Club, and this is her second single. And this is it's very heartwarming, this song to me.
Well, Dale,
I grew up on a farm, and so whenever I hear this song, I think of my childhood a little.
You got it. And she just goes by Delaney or Delaney Ann?
Delaney. If you search
Delaney. Okay, I got to make sure, y'all, because remember, create a Patriots Inside the Wire playlist. If you'd like to do Rhino, get an Uncle Rhino playlist. If you want a two-step tribe or a tribe playlist, that's what we need, a tribe playlist.
I just got a text from Doris, my good friend at Synapse Publishing. Delaney lives in San Antonio, not Austin.
Okay, well, she's not.
And she is an 8th generation Texan.
Well, there you go. Her and I have a lot in common.
How about that?
Hey, technology, I told you, right? So while we're live right now, you just got a message saying, hey, hold on. This is what it is. I love it. That's my kind of people. So whoever that was, tell them I said hello.
I will. Her name's
Doris is in Canada. Bad boy over here is like asking questions. Thank you to our friend over here at Texas Brew on Clapper for pushing that out. Thank you for answering. Yes, he is in Canada. Bad boy.
I am in Canada. I'm in Winnipeg, Canada. The coldest place on earth.
Oh, there we go. Only on Patriots Inside the Wire by our security. Thank you for having that security. Thank you for your continued support. We've got some good stuff coming your way, Patriots Inside the Wire. Right now, I have 232, and that is by Mrs. Delaney. I want you to check her out. She is
Delaney Ann. I just had another correction.
They want
Delaney and music.
And you tell them it's a good thing that I am easily able to do technology. So
Delaney and music. Thank God for
does
Doris.
she have an E?
Yeah, Doris ain't gonna let that slide, Dale. Doris ain't gonna let that slide.
Yeah,
It's okay, but is
can't
Ann
believe
with
I
an E?
got
Because
that wrong.
I'm
Sorry,
Tracy
Delaney.
Ann. I'm
It's
Tracy.
Delaney Ann, no E,
Yeah, E.
A-N-N.
No E. Okay. Is it Delaney Ann all together, or is it Delaney
Nope.
space?
Delaney and
Okay.
music, 3 separate words.
All right. I want to make sure we get Delaney right. Whoever you're
Eighth generation Texan.
Hey,
That I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like how
Well,
many?
I
That's
do.
like 800 years.
I got her.
That's a hell of
She's
a
in
long
my
time.
neck of the woods. So
Public school's different up there. I'm just saying. We don't live that long down here, Dale.
I haven't really lived the
I've
kind of
got
life
you
where I
covered
expect to
right
live that long either.
Yeah.
here's what I'll do for you. I've got Delaney Ann, and that has an E in it because my name has an E in it. So I will correct that for everyone out there. It is Delaney Ann. And what you will do is go to Spotify because Delaney, as we've been told by a beautiful woman there giving you information, her song, she's getting a lot of airtime here just by you getting, everybody's going to be, oh yeah, I remember her because they got her name wrong.
Yeah.
This is a good thing. Song, and she is out of Texas and for a very long time out of San Antonio. And I've got Delaney Ann with no E music. The song is 232, and she is out of Texas right now. So, and that song, Let Me Get You, Girl, I've Got You. There you go. Here we go with Mrs. Delaney with 232. Reminder, alert, alert. Dell has said this could be Dolly. I do want your comments on this one. Here we go.
Home's where the heart is. Mine's never been attached. I hit 232. Those old railroad tracks, a dirt road with potholes. Suddenly, I swear I'm a kid again. My handprint in concrete, right next to my sister's. It's been there too long for us to remember. We grew up past those doors and acres they bought back in '84. If home's where the heart is, mine's on that front porch, just like my dad and like his dad before. If I ever get lost, I know just what I'll do. I'll find my way back down to 32. Pappy sat by the fire and we flipped through old memories. He told us some stories about our family history, a county road and ranch, bringing me right back to who I am. And I really didn't get it for most of my life. All those days in the sun fixing what he could find. I think now I do. He left more than land down to 32. If home's where the heart is, mine's on that front porch, just like my dad and like his dad before. If I ever get lost, I know just what I'll do. I'll find my way back down to 32. Well, times sure are changing, but not out in Grimes. I swing open that gate and go back in time. If home's where the heart is, mine's on that front porch, just like my dad and like his dad before. If I ever get lost, I know just what I'll do. I'll find my way back down to 32. To 32. To 32.
All right.
So I have a question for you out there, everybody. Send me your information, but that is Delaney N, no E. That is one word, Delaney, A-N-N, Delaney N. And you can find her music. And that song was 232. And she is actually out of Texas. So we got to get Delaney N connected with us here. Our tribe is not just in Texas. I agree right here. We've got our my security team. We feel like she's a Kelsey Ballerini sound to her. I do agree. Yes, and she can sing. I do agree with you. She better sing. Yes, I agree with our audience out there. We love it. I love it, Dell. And I do think of someone. I was trying to think there. I was like, she's almost like a Jewel or a Kelsey Ballerini. Just a very soothing.
Right.
Soul. It makes you
Real.
melt.
Yeah. When you talk about
real.
when you talk about what we were talking about earlier about emotional performances, I think that that's certainly one of them.
I love it. So I use the word butter because it's just makes you just kind of like, I like that, that makes me feel nice and good. So I do love what they're saying out there. Yes, I agree with you. I would say Kelsey Ballerini meets Jewel, bad boy over here, Americana country. I would say country.
I'd say he pretty much hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, he did. I like to give him a lot of, I won't say it. Uncle knows that I don't. He will. I tell everybody, man, if y'all hear me say certain words, go get bail money. No, I've never been to jail, but I don't use certain words. But if I do, it's like, uh-oh, we better go check and see what the heck's going on with her. We do agree with you then. We'll give him credit. There you go. I like to tease you. There you go. But I
use all the words she won't use, but they got to catch me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it on here tonight with you, Dell. We've had a lot that we've covered between Leader of Men. Now, how can you just real quick tell me, Top Gun, how did you get it into a movie?
I didn't get it into the movie personally. I was hired to record the song with Loverboy, and their label was asked to submit some songs for this movie that was being developed with your pal Tom Cruise, and who was going to be the next superstar, they thought, and I guess they were right. So that's how it happened. I mean, it was one of those things that you never know when it's going to happen. That's the beauty of the music business. Like another example of that, we both know Barry Coughing, UncleRyano, and I met Barry working on a movie or a TV show for Fox Network called The Heights.
Oh wow!
And we had a song on that was released by Capitol Records that went to top 10 on Billboard, and the label didn't have an album. They didn't foresee the success of the single. They were not prepared to market it. And so Barry and I and a bunch of other guys and the cast of the show went into a studio. We worked 20 hours a day for a full week. I've never worked as many hours in my life. That's how I got to know Barry, and that's how we delivered an album in 2 weeks.
Wow. You can
so
do
what I'm saying is that you never know. You never know where your next hit is going to come from. So you better pay attention to every single thing you work on.
That's why I send you 500 songs, because I'm guaranteeing you there's at least 4, right? Maybe 4.
Well, right.
We're gonna take the 5, and then we're gonna at least make 4 out of the 5, and then we'll go to the next 5.
Well, you and Dell can take the 5 and then just get back to me whenever. I just do it because it's a medicinal therapeutic thing for me. So I actually was listening to Delaney Ann's voice. But Unc knows. So Unc will be getting with Dale. Again, you're on Patriots Inside the Wire right now. Patriots Inside the Wire on Two-Step Tribe Tuesday with your host, Tracy Two-Step. UncleRyano over here hosting from Bottle Rocket Records. And he makes my country all tongue twisted when I have to say that. Bottle Rocket Records. CEO, UncleRyano, Tribe. and Tracy Two Step Tribe Tuesday, Mr. Dale Penner, producer, mixer, music, singer, songwriter. I said singer because I bet you've been on a mic. Doesn't matter. I bet it's been fun in a room with you, Dale. I can only imagine with those moves. Mick Jagger.
Like Jagger.
Jagger.
Oh, if you
Hey,
guys
before-
only knew.
Yeah, oh yeah, he got moves like woo. Yeah, it is. So one thing I do want to say again for everybody who's been watching this tonight, if you're an artist, if you're a composer, if you're a producer, and you want to level up and you want to do it in such a way that it's not going to break the bank, you've got a once in a lifetime opportunity right here to connect with one of the greatest in the business. I don't have a vested interest other than I love this guy to death. We work together because of respect. The talent's there, but there's a lot of talented people in this world. We connect with each other because of respect and integrity. And so this man, Mr. Dale Penner, I'm proud to say he works on a great deal of my stuff. I'm going to open that up, and he's probably not going to be able to fit me in now, but I want to give our artists, our indie artists all over the United States, but we've got a huge contingency right here in Texas, and I want them to have the opportunity to experience what it's like to have an A-lister, one of the Avengers, mixing their stuff. So
Thank you. Thank you.
ParadiseAlley.com, ParadiseAlley.com. And then you guys go in there and send him a message, hashtag UncleRyano when you do it. And that way he knows that you're not just somebody, a robot, what do they call them? Bots. You're not a bot trying to check on his car's extended warranty. He'll know for sure you're actually reaching out based on this conversation from this call. So
that and Patriots Inside the Wire, you can check that out. There are messages. You can go straight there. You can also go to Uncle Rhino's as well. We're not that hard to find. So we have to get Delaney Ann. We've got an answer right there. So we'll get with you, Dale, after the show on the back channel. Uncle Rhino, I could see Delaney Ann playing at a Fresh Faces show. There's a thing here in Texas, and I am surprised I don't know who she is. So I think Delaney Ann needs to show up and be the person next year playing on that stage. So Uncle knows what I'm talking about. We had a great phone call today. I do want to do a shout out right now to Texas Regional Radio Music Awards, Mr. Big Fish. That's what I say because I'm not allowed to say his name on our program yet. He doesn't want to get a bunch of phone calls because he is spreading himself thin, working with people in order to get this show going, which is Texas Regional Radio Report, one of the top billboards in Texas as far as music goes and radio. There is a music awards coming. That is in March, the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. And yes, that's a mouthful. Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. My good friend, my good loving friend who would come in the middle of the night on the night shift at the radio station and just, I can't tell the stories on here. But he had a whole bunch of fun in the middle of the night coming into the radio station back in the days when the radio station was a lot of fun. Do a whole lot of stuff you get in trouble for now. So
WKRP in Cincinnati, Texas. Yeah.
They're like Ellie Mae, the clamp that's moving from the Beverly Hills and they struck oil.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, being able to make music in the 90s was a very cool experience. I think people like us, we've grown up in the best of times, man. Like we've had, speaking for myself, a great life, like really the best of times, like technology wise, fun, getting away with shit, everything.
I like that. Getting away with it.
I remember CRS Country Radio Seminar in Nashville, and me and two other well-known artists, three others, we all had luggage rack races down the main drag of the aisle, and can't do that anymore because there's a water fountain, a big giant water fountain right there by the Baskin Robbins, and that thing would tear up a luggage cart. So when you stopped real fast when you hit it. So anyway, that was the way we used to rock back in the day. It was just like an MTV video, and we could do that. We lived out loud and we loved with all of our hearts. So I know exactly what Dale's talking about.
Yeah, I got to just reach. I'm not on the live chat, but I'm seeing what's going on here.
Do you
And,
see this question here? It says,
Bad
what's up
Boy
with
Leroy,
Joey
you call
Santiago?
me. And Joey Santiago from the Pixies. Here's the story on Joey Santiago. I was developing this gal. Her name is Holly McNarland. She was famous in Canada, double platinum record here. And Daniel Glass signed her to a record deal. Who he now has Glass Note Records, and I'd been developing Holly as an independent artist, and we were trying to decide, whenever we'd advertise for a guitar player when we were developing her, we'd always put in the ad somebody that kind of sounds like the Pixies, like Joey Santiago from the Pixies. So when we got this record deal and we assumed we had a shitload of money to spend, we just decided one night, Holly and I are sitting around drinking, and we go, who are we going to get to play guitar on this record? And we both look at each other and go, let's get Joey Santiago. So I call my manager the next day, David Ehrlich in LA, and I go, David, you got to track down Joey Santiago. Because this was when the Pixies had their famous albums and before they kind of came back. So like literally a week and a half later, Joey Santiago was flying up to Vancouver to do rehearsals with us. And
Wow.
we're friends. I see him when I go to LA. I've had him play on a couple of other records that I've worked on. He's a fantastic human being, and we did things together that we can't talk about either.
Well, that sounds like that. And they also said about Holly too, Holly McNarland. There's stories there that I'm supposed to ask, but I bet you there's a lot of them you can't talk about either.
Holly was great. Holly was like she was like a petite indigenous gal. But she had a voice that blew people away. And when I was working with her, I actually managed her for a few years. She did the Lilith Fair tour and that kind of stuff. But my favorite part of going to see her play live was when somebody hadn't seen her play before, and when she started singing, like her eyes would roll to the back of her head, and she had this voice that would just place people against the back wall of the venue. It was crazy. She had a magnificent voice.
The best stories you can't tell on live broadcast, the best ones, but there's still some pretty good ones that can slip out.
Yeah.
Well, we're not technically censored at our network. However, there are certain words that if the algorithm picks those up. So what I'm going to do, I'm announcing this live for a reason. So we are in the radio broadcasting world, segments and seasons run specific. So you either run for an hour and a half or you run for 2 hours. So Dale, you let us know when you need to go, and Uncle Rhino and I can have the show, because I know that you're ahead of us there in Canada, and I'd like to be courteous to our guests. But Patriots Inside the Wire, we will be going 30 minutes for the Swamp and the other radio affiliates, because we have to go in 30-minute segments. So we've got another 30 minutes.
If you can hang around, Dale, because there was a couple things that I thought we could touch on. I know you, just like myself, are a huge believer in both Barry Coughing and the Springboard Music Festival. So are you going to be at the Springboard Houston?
I don't think I can, and I can hang around. I have no other obligations tonight. I'm having a great time, guys. And I'm trying to figure it out if I can make it. Currently have a scheduling conflict, and I have to be in Nashville the week after. So I don't know. It's kind of 50-50 right now.
I'm going to go.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's 60-40 now.
I'm just saying we got to do it, because we got T3R, the award show, right on the heels of it. So I'm like you, we're going to have to jet out and have a change of clothes with us, go wheels up and out the gate.
I'll now that I know you're going, that's going to change a few things. I'll see what I can do.
Where is that at? Where is it?
Houston, Texas. We're going to do the Springboard Houston. The best way to compare this is it's a brainchild of Barry Coughing and the team. It is phenomenal, packed with music supervisors, music professionals. It's one of the best organic networking events I've ever seen. It's not like trying to push so much on you. We've got seminars. I speak on panels. Dale speaks on panels. We have Danny Jones. We have from the Chitlin Circuit days, and he's a producer and an engineer as well. We have so many talented people that are down there speaking and representing from all over the music industry, East Coast, West Coast, all over Texas, indie, hip hop, rock. We've got we are now, I think I'm kind of instigating some of this, but now that I'm more of a part of Springboard, we are breaking out red dirt country and Texas country. It needs to truly be represented. And so we're partnering with the CMA of Texas. They'll have their stage. We're looking forward to bringing in, typically we get around 15 to 1,800 band and artist submissions. We pick a top 50, and then those 50 are showcased. And all those indie artists will have me, they'll have Dale, like I said, the best that are in there. Hey, do you know who all's on the roster this year, Dale?
I do not know. I haven't heard yet.
And just so you know, we're talking about Springboard. I want to make sure they're all trying to keep up with you. Springboard, Houston, Texas.
Springboard, Springboard is like South by Southwest that moves. It comes to you. So this year we're looking at a Springboard Fort Worth. We're looking at Springboard Houston, Springboard New Orleans, Springboard Memphis, Springboard Baton Rouge. We're bouncing around, and we're just continuing to grow exponentially. In each town that we come into, there's a few days where the whole festival and seminar will come in and just camp out in that city, kind of take it over, if you will, like we did French Quarter in New Orleans, like we do in Houston, like we did Beale Street and Memphis. And what'd you think about, how would you describe our Memphis experience, Dale?
It was fun. It was really good. There's always great talent. Like the bands and artists that perform there are always exceptional. Like they're all great singers. They're all great people, very dedicated to their career. And one of the things about Springboard is it's kind of a community. So it's a 3-day event. This one in Houston that Uncle Rhino's talking about is March 20th to 22nd, and it will be all of the performers and performances happen in one part of the town, and the people that are speaking on the panels are hanging around. Like I go there on the Thursday, I probably have a panel on a Friday, but I'm hanging around talking to people. If you're an artist going there to perform, it's much more than just going to listen to somebody speak, because you listen to them speak and then you see them around for the next couple of days and you can talk to them. They're in nightclubs, they're in restaurants, they're everywhere. It's like a community, a music community event. So it's great. And it's all based around emerging artists. And Barry is a great host. He is the best guy when it comes to emerging artists and helping independent music grow. He's got so much on the go. Uncle Rhino could probably tell you more about his discovery platform, and it's great. It's just a great experience. I just went to an event in San Diego in January. He had an event there, and same thing. It was fantastic. Met a lot of new people, and even though I've been in the business for a long time, I always learn something new at Springboard from somebody.
Well, you've got, and people are like, okay, you're there 3 days. What are you doing? Well, we cover everything from branding. We come from trademark and licensing. We cover, song registration. You yourself have put on clinics, where you brought them all and shown them, how you do your mixing. Y'all have covered Dolby Atmos, which is the next generation of what's coming on so many things with our audio tech that we have available. I've run the writing clinics where I've had just scores of people there who were going to write with me, and I would jump around and write with different ones, and we would write together as a group and go over, some of my practices and processes. We do touring. We cover merch. We cover all these things and hook people up with numbers. It's not just platitudes. We actually don't get up there, giving fortune cookie, reciting the fortune cookie phrases that you can't really apply but sound cool. We're actually getting up there with meat on the bone, giving people stuff that they can immediately implement. They can immediately start pulling it up and seeing how it will fit in with what they're already doing. And as Dale said, it really is a community within a community. And you meet people, you will have people on speed dial from Philadelphia to Los Angeles, from Seattle to Miami, and and then everybody crisscrossing the Southwest, Texas to Vegas. And these guys, they make the trek to come over to Texas and where we are because they see the power in it from where they are. And the folks, so many people in the red dirt and countryside, it's right in their own backyard and they don't even know what's going on because we haven't fully incorporated them. But that's changing now. They're fixing to be fully represented and they're going to be asked to step up and participate and represent the Lone Star State the way it's supposed to, just like that.
I love it.
And Springboard, you know what it costs to attend? Nothing. It's free. All you got to do is show up.
How you say that?
Show up because it's free.
And free, the free part. Yeah. Yeah. Free.
Free as a bird. Free as a bird. Stacey is saying, Tracy, we want you to talk. Okay. Stacey, I love it. You need to come on every Tuesday with your comments. She is stirring the crowd over there. I love it. It's like being in a dance hall or something in a honky tonk somewhere. And we've got the two of you over here having this conversation. And I'm going to get your number. I have a feeling Uncle knows you. And I guarantee he does. I can tell by the way these conversations are going. We got to get her on Tuesday. She's going to start doing the moderating of these comments because she can stir up we're stirring it up on the opposite side while y'all are talking.
Stassi is my secret weapon.
She loves turning it up, and that is true. Thank you tonight to her. Springboard is what they have been speaking about. That is in Houston, Texas. Here on Patriots Inside the Wire. Springboard is a festival that is upcoming. It will be after T3R. I'm answering a lot of questions rolling in. T3R is not me. T3R is a very dear, close friend of mine that does take care of their music family. I'm going to use the word family when it comes to music. So this individual, I cannot give his name, but yes, for your answer, I did put UncleRyano in touch with what I'm supposed to say, the big fish today. And he gladly took our call, and UncleRyano is going to be meeting with me privately here soon. So that is yes, Mr. Bad Boy. And Bad Boy said to me, Uncle, no, I'm not going to initiate the first call with you. And my answer to you, Mr. Bad Boy, is you're already scheduled on the show, and we've already had multiple conversations. So whatever kind of night you're having, Bad Boy Leroy, keep it up. He said, I got to get him. Because he says, I'm not going to initiate a conversation first. You've got to get a hold of me. And I'm like, well, you're already scheduled, honey. I've already been talking to you. So
I think me and Bad Boy Leroy are going to play some music together this summer. He and I talked about it. I think he's got a date. I'm going to go jump in with him in the band, and we're going to hang out and cause problems. He's the pride of East Texas and an amazing, beautiful veteran of our amazing men. He's a great representative of our armed forces, and he's always to be honored and respected.
Is he an actual veteran?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you're messing me up here, Bad Boy Leroy. Hold up with your comments. Let's just say this. Let me say thank you for your service, number one, Bad Boy Leroy. And yes, I understand. I am poking at you. That's what I'm doing. We love to cut up. I love laughter and music. And when you mix both of those, you've got a beautiful, beautiful thing. So thank you for that on Patriots Inside the Wire with Mr. Del Penner tonight. Not only is it Nickelback, Loverboy, Top Gun, UncleRyano, Springboard, Patriots Inside the Wire, Two-Step Tribe, T3R, The Swamp at 107.5, The Tribe, and Mr. Bad Boy Leroy is going to be on, as well as shout out to Cynthia I know her well. We got a call today for Cynthia. I'll be reaching out to you. Del, let's get Mrs. Delaney Ann. That is Delaney ANN for everybody out there on Spotify and everything else. Please add her to your list. Please make a list. That's how you help everybody out there. You just don't click play. Please make a list. A digital era of contributing to your artist is by creating a playlist. It takes just a couple little clicks. That's it. And you're supporting artists by doing that. Now, Bad Boy Leroy, again, thank you for your service. I see the Afghanistan, 7.5 years. I get a lot of flack because people are like, oh, she's a political show. No, I'm not. I'm a people show.
We're not political.
No,
we're
not at all. I'm a people
Uh-uh.
show. And what you don't know, Bad Boy Leroy, is the reason you see Patriot Fest, the reason you see Patriots Inside the Wire, everybody that does radio for Inside the Wire, Bad Boy Leroy, you know what Inside the Wire means. And I'm saying thank you to you because we will talk on back channels, but I'm very familiar with what you're talking about. So thank you to you and every one of you out there. Now, is it Stasia? Is that how you pronounce your little gremlin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's
And those are
amazing.
Her words are, she is the gremlin in Uncle Rhino's pocket. So I love it. I love it. And Bud, man, Bud, tonight, I got to say thank you. Yep. Bad Boy Leroy. Love it too. And Mr. Del Penner, we've got to get Delaney Ann in touch because she needs to be literally what I believe is what Uncle Rhino just had a phone call about today. And that is the Fresh Faces, where it took one artist that I know. We're not going to bring her name up tonight. We got too many names we're throwing around. But we will get Uncle or I or one of us need to get in touch with her because
I'll hook you guys up. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, it's for her. So I think she should be the
Absolutely.
next one selected next year for this, don't you?
Yeah.
So we can get her in.
There's several that Dale and I, for y'all that don't know, we've been running. Dale was in Europe for a month. I mean, and I went the other way. And we've been just running like that. And this is the first time right now tonight that me and Dale have been able to see each other. And I'm hugging you through the phone, buddy. I'm hugging you through the camera.
I know.
Yeah. But it's there's several people that you have on your side and your orbit. I want to get with you on this because just as what Tracy just said, this isn't a political show. This is a human to human, people powered. We are uniters. We do not divide. We are patriot first and above all. There are no parties on this platform except for the parties that we throw when we get together. So that's what this is about. People first.
That's right.
Yeah. And our
good people.
servicemen and women, honor and integrity. Saluting all of our Gold Star families and our servicemen and women, holding them up. All families, because we had this talk earlier today too. Tracy heard me say it earlier. If you're a family member of someone enlisted, you also inherently have enlisted. That's just how that works. And so all of those people are the best of us, and they will always be honored and saluted on this platform.
Amen to that. As far as two-step. You're messing me up, dude. I can't wait to get you on this show, Bad Boy. You are a bad boy. Bad Boy Leroy says he parties all weekend long, so he's having a good old time tonight.
Why not?
Exactly. Two-Step Tuesday Tribe on Patriots Inside the Wire. Inside the Wire, yes, is radio, but you also want to be inside the wire. We'll teach you about that on Bad Boy Leroy's show. So, Bad Boy Leroy, you can tell them how we know what Inside the Wire is and what we know as far as radio. I know both sides. And it's about good people. That is what Patriots are, good people. And it is about universal language of a song, which is music, and music is medicinal. So that is what we are. And we take care of people. We've got a tribe going. That is Two-Step Tribe Tuesday. Two-step, yes, but we are not just country. We are about good music. So if you ask me, what kind of music do you like, Tracy? I'm going to tell
American
you.
music.
good music is what I'm going to
Yeah.
say. I'm going to say good music. I'm going to tell you, I like jazz. I like country. I like blues. I like the good old folk music. I like all kinds of music. So you'll find a lot coming out of here at Patriots Inside the Wire. And I'm going to quit looking at your messages now, bad boy Leroy. You're messing me up. So we're the Patriots Inside the Wire, Dale. So this show is going to go to the Swamp, Uncle Rhino. And here we are cutting up. I love it. He's going to love this. Oh, he says deal. All right. You got yourself a deal. Be careful there who you make deals with when you don't know them. I love your little gribbling, by the way. So I think her and I can definitely do some damage when it comes to.
She's my secret weapon.
Well,
I literally,
use your secret weapon.
I have a Stasia button, and when things get too hard, I break the glass and hit the button and release the. I got to say it like Sean Connery. Release the Stasia. Yes, she's on them.
Well, I love it. And she is on top of what is going on. And so she's initiating this engagement of the listeners that are paying. So when everybody comes back tomorrow and this rolls out as a podcast, now remember, we're live as a broadcast and it will stick around whether you're on YouTube or a social media platform. Heroes Media, it is a network. They have it as well. Not only that, this show will roll out on 107.5 The Swamp as far as the tribe. Not only that, anywhere you can go to listen to your music, whether you're on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you like to listen, you will also find Patriots Inside the Wire. It is a commercial account that is also there for you to listen if you did not get to catch up or you just want to listen and not watch us sitting here. But I do say that you should go check out Uncle Rhino's hats, and you really should check out what is going on behind Dale Penner that I've been looking at on his walls. I'm going to tell you, if you're just going to listen to the podcast, go back and look. I'm looking at his walls going, I want one of those on my wall. But
he's got a bunch of walls and they're all covered. So that's
I love it. I love it. Both of you tonight. Nice to meet you too, Bud. Tonight, I've loved it. Every one of you on here tonight. We've had a dear friend, Cynthia, putting this out on Clapper. But again, it's very easy. Go to YouTube. A YouTube TV channel is what we have. And then we have our network group, Mr. Bird, taking care of that side. We've got a lot rolling. We've got the Tuesday and Wednesday show covered now as a network broadcast, podcast, radio show. So every area you can think of, we are not just on social media. We also have the radio rolling on our site. So, and our site is under construction right now. There will be some things that we will be updating on that. So, but go to it. You can still find me literally anywhere. You can find Uncle Rhino as well. Does he have a baby? Wait, what does that say? Does he have baby? Oh, yes, yes. He does.
Do I have a baby?
Do you have any baby t-shirts? It's a size 3T for a toddler.
That would have to be for Stasia.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm
love,
sure.
Bud. Much love.
I have some onesies. We'll go in there and look. We will find a onesie that she can rock.
Stasia, get with me or get with Uncle Waylon for cash. Uncle, I sent you a message that my cash, your cash, big cash. There's something there about the man in black cash, literally in my side. This is hilarious. One day we'll talk about it. But we got to get my cash, who's 15, 6'2", 240 at just 15, into a 3XL, not a 3T, a 3XL that says Waylon for cash. His name is Cash.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it. That boy's been into cornbread. That's what cornbread will do to him, Dale. When they head down here and they get into some cornbread, that's what happened. Yeah.
Yes.
I usually have some cornbread when I go, when I stop at the Cracker Barrel for a snack.
Oh, Cracker Barrel. Yeah.
Well, that's
cornbread you dip in the gravy.
Yeah, that's the good folk cornbread. We got that skillet stuff down here that make you walk with a little strut and a little stank to it. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yep, I love it. Broccoli bread with cornbread is something of mine. So we won't get into food, but we will definitely get into more music. Uncle Rhino, man, they are coming in. So what we can do as far as merch goes, it's very easy. Of course, she knows how to reach you. But and thank you, hun. Yeah, Uncle will get us connected. Yes, I do. Wailing for cash is what I'm talking about. Everybody, we're rolling there. So you have. But what I'd like to do is go into Wailing for Cash. Wailing for Cash is a song. So we keep talking about cash because several of our viewers are going there. And I agree, Cynthia. It is Wailing for Cash for my cash. You are correct. So a 3XL for that kid. Imagine him walking around in a shirt that says Wailing for Cash at his dance next week. So the kid, he's got his suit. And he's like, I said, are you going to dance? And he said, of course I am. And I said, what are you going to do? The two-step? He said, no, Mom, I'm going to do the jazz square. Like, what?
He gonna break out some of Uncle Dale's moves. He gonna throw it down when they get out there on the floor.
Move like
He's gonna do the jazz, like jazz music, the jazz square, and mix that with a little two-step flair. And I'm like, all right, honey. And I'm like, which one? Who you asking, Nancy? He goes, all of them. I said, all right, all of them. Okay. Yes, it is. It's my cash. He's a 3XL. And then we have a 3T for Miss Stasia the Gremlin. Mrs. Gremlin is going to be taking care of Two-Step Tribe's comments and stirring it up. And that is Wailing for Cash. What I would like to do before we lose our viewers is go ahead with Wailing for Cash, Uncle Rhino. That is Uncle Rhino's song. That is out of Bottle Rocket Records. CEO right there, Uncle Rhino, right now on the screen with Mr. Del Penner. Del Penner is from Paradise Alley. You can check him out. Loverboy, Nickelback, Top Gun, keep going. Delaney Ann. We've got Denim with Miss Sarah Harrelson. I do not want to forget about them. Garage Boys. You know, we've got a release tonight that's an exclusive that nobody else has. Right now, we're going to roll over to Wailing Cash. So we make sure to get this in our episode rolling tonight for you. Here you go with Wailing for Cash with Uncle Rhino on Patriots Inside the Wire.
I'm up here wailing for cash. I'm putting on a show and I'm trying to make a splash for those who might be jonesing for a country smash. I'm up here wailing for cash. I'm hearing everywhere that country music's gone.
Suey.
You have it
Yes.
right there. 107.5, Mr. Uncle Rhino with
That's so
Waylon
cool. I love
Clark.
your music, dude. I love that stuff. I'm just
You like
I was
that, huh?
doing I was
Good.
moves like
Very,
Jagger.
very good. Very good. We've got a lot of comments here, folks. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, 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 yes. I love it. Thank you so much. At the 3XL, thank you so much for that. I see your messages. A 3T in the shirt. We have one more song at the end of every show on Two Step Tribe, Dell. And then we're going to let Mr. Dell Penner go. We got one song for Dell, and then we're rolling out the tribe literally. So we've got this one song, Unc and Dell, and then we will be rolling out. Stand by. I've got your messages as well, Dell. So you've got this song, and then you are rolled out on Patriots Inside the Wire. Here you are.
For the brave, said it's for the fight. But I don't need a symbol, don't need the lines. I just want my son, I want back my time. I got a flag, but I want my son. Tears on my face, but the world moves on. Why do they keep acting like nothing's wrong? I'm screaming inside while they play their songs. I got a flag, but I want my son. Dream for the red, white, and blue, but the cost of freedom they never tell you. A mother's heart breaks, it'll never heal, while the world keeps turning like it's no big deal. I got a flag, but I want my son. Tears on my face, but the world moves on. Why do they keep acting like nothing's wrong? I'm screaming inside while they play their songs. I got a flag, but I want my son. Don't feel the holes in my roof. They talk about honor, they talk about pride, but who's gonna hold me when I cry at night? The world's so loud, but it feels so cold. A hero story, but it left me alone. Tell me why the brave have to die so young. I got a flag, but I want my son. I got a flag, but I want my son. Wrong. I'm screaming inside while they play their songs. I got a flag, but I want my son. He took the oath, he gave his life, and I lost my hope. Folded tight in my trembling hands, a piece of cloth I don't understand. I got a flag, but I want my son. The oath, he gave his life, and I lost my hope. Folded tight in my trembling hands, a piece of cloth I don't understand. I got a flag, but I want my son. I'm just a mom who wants her baby back.
And just in case nobody knows, that is the Gold Star Moms singing. And that is Mr. Billy Ray Cyrus and myself jumping on. And that is Tracy's song Flag.
There you go. You have it on Patriots Inside the Wire, Two Step Tuesday Tribe.
That's beautiful. That's awesome.
Well, you've got it. So there you go. Dell
awesome.
and Uncle Rhino have that song. We got a ton of people over here who are like, oh my God, I need that song. And all I can tell you is go to Uncle Rhino and Dell Penner. There you go. Whatever y'all can do with it, you can do with it. I'm going to roll on Patriots Inside the Wire. Stand by for me. Thank you for joining Two Step Tribe Tuesday. It's been a wonderful night with you. Hold on one second and stand by.
Thank you for watching another episode of Patriots Inside the Wire, hosted by Gold Star Mom, Tracy Two-Step. Help us broaden our reach. Like, subscribe, and share.
Oh my God!